think she saw my page and she stole that from me. And Jinx, I'm calling my lawyers right now. I have them on the line. I need my percentage. Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Joey Nolfi with Entertainment Weekly, here with the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15 cast. Joining me now is Malaysia Babydoll Foxx, who might have the most fun name to say of the group this year, so here's to us saying it many more times throughout Season 15.
You know, I'd say Babydoll 3 times sometimes.
And then what happens in the mirror if you say Babydoll 3 times?
I mean, I appear.
You appear. Yeah. So yeah, everybody will be saying Babydoll 3 times in the mirror now. I have a feeling this name is going to be very hard to forget. So, and I feel privileged to be in the presence of truly a drag legend. I mean, you were just excellence personified, the mother of the Foxx Dynasty, correct? So, and it's based in Miami. What an incredible scene that city has, and in large part thanks to you. So tell everyone what the Foxx Dynasty stands for and a little bit about your drag children.
Well, the Foxx Dynasty is something that I created because when I first came out on the scene and started to pursue drag, like, I really didn't have like a family or any mentors that I really like looked up to, or just like nobody was sticking their neck out for me. So I was like, you know, I want to do this and I want to pursue this. So at first, actually, I did like male lead shows. I did shows as a guy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I started to pursue the drag, you know, spectrum, and I enjoyed it. And I kept like going for it and going for it. And then like, you know, I had people that tried to mentor me. And when I used to try to be a part of the family, they'd be like, oh, you have to get approved. So I'm like, you know, I'm doing this now. Like, I'm trying to brand myself. I'm trying to come up with a name. So I went on the internet and I was like, let me look for all these last names, because I got Malaysia from, my mom owns a daycare. Well, she's retired, but she owned a daycare, and she had this like little girl there. Her name was Malaysia. She was so beautiful. And I like to think that I'm beautiful. So I'm like, you know what? I'm totally stealing her name. And that's, you know, that's how I became Malaysia. Babydoll, because I'm like, I enjoy playing with dolls in secret and, you know, eventually.
In public.
So I'm like, why not become a baby doll? And Foxx, it was no particular reason for the Foxx, but it just sounded well. I went on the internet and I'm like, celebrities with the last names, and I just started like matching them up, and like Foxx just like went perfect with it.
It worked. I do love the part where you stole your name from a 4-year-old.
Yeah, like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old,
Stealing
probably.
from children.
Yeah. Let's not say that.
I mean, it's true. We're not lying.
Right.
I'm sure she is very flattered. That will be a nice story for her to tell when she gets older.
If she knows.
Yeah, if she knows. Well, she does now. She might now. The looks, though, I mean, doing my research on you, I mean, the looks, I mean, come on, you have an incredible sense of what makes, I think, like, good old-fashioned drag, but, like, with a progressive standard, too. I think that's what I get when I look at your looks. And you have these boundary-pushing aesthetics. I mean, I've seen you as the Grinch, Cruella, Beauty and the Beast, Beetlejuice. So what is the Malaysia Babydoll Foxx fantasy when it comes to fashion?
When I think of drag and like my aesthetic and like fashion, I always like to push my boundaries. I always do everything that I'm told that I'm not supposed to do, because I like to prove people that I can do it and that it's possible, you know? Especially having a pageant background, quote unquote. I mean, people may consider me as a pageant girl, but I don't consider myself as a pageant girl. I just feel like that's a platform where I get to showcase myself, just to show my fashion and everything. And sometimes those are my hardest critiques, because they tell me, you shouldn't wear this, or this is not appropriate for this, or this isn't this. And I always come back and I do even more, you know? And I think that's just how I built my brand and my name, because everybody knows when you are going to see Malaysia, she's going to do something that you do not expect. It's always going to be like a surprise. Like, I like to say, when it comes to thinking outside the box, picture me, Malaysia Babydoll Foxx, because it's like, I'm so random, you know?
I love it.
But like, my aesthetic just comes from like the runways and like anything. It's like a lot of people look at like the like smaller girls and be like, oh, I would love to do that. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it, you know? And I think like, I just like to be that billboard for the curvy girls, the plus size girls, to be like, we could do anything that anybody could do, you know?
So do you hear that a lot? I mean, because, you know, we've heard from a lot of the bigger girls that are on the past seasons that like, they like to sort of stand in their power and say like, no, I'm gonna do this because a lot of people have told me I can't. Do you find that like in drag, especially, that a lot of people feel like they are trying to limit you?
For sure, that they're trying to limit the plus size girls to what they should wear or how they should be. And I'm just all about breaking rules, going above the boundaries, and just like, it's also fun for me, you know, to come up in my mind, like, with something creative. Like, I mean, like, even down to, like you said, the Grinch and stuff like that. Like, the way that I do it, I like to mix, I like to consider my drag aesthetic as, like, glamorous but campy. Like, so I say, like, camp glamour, but fashion.
Yeah.
If that all makes sense. Like, you know, I'm a glamorous fashion camp queen.
I love it. I love all of those descriptors together. No, you are doing it, what I have seen so far from you online and just in videos on Instagram. It's just been truly great stuff. But what do you think, would you consider is like the wildest thing you've ever worn in drag?
The wildest thing I've worn in drag is nothing. I just nothing. I'm just kidding. The wildest thing I've ever worn in drag, I don't know what you mean by wild, but the biggest thing I've worn in drag, I have worn these, like, I'm proud of it because I'm like really like handy and like, you know, I like to practice and do stuff like myself, but I made these really gigantic wings for a pride pageant and competition before.
I love a wing.
And I went to like Home Depot and I got like wood and all kind of stuff, and I was like hot gluing and stapling and like cutting out little foam and glittering it, and it really took me a while, but I was just so proud of it because I did it, and it was like the boop, boop, boop.
There's a fly in here.
See,
though.
the fly heard wings and it said, "Let me just come in the picture." You know?
Fly heard wings.
But yeah,
yes.
like those wings are probably the most dramatic thing I've ever worn. I mean, yeah, but
there is one video that I'm coming across that I think it also is in the running for a dramatic look. I mean, well, it's a dramatic scenario, I guess we should say. You might know where I'm going with this. I saw a video of you standing in a dress that is fully lit up from 2018. You're just standing there lip syncing. People are just coming up to you and just giving you dollar after dollar. But you said there was a fight going on in the background.
Oh my God!
Please explain this.
Okay, so this was a pageant that I had won like the year previously, and with pageants, the next year it comes around, you have to give up the crown to the next queen. So that was my step down number. And you know, I'm like always trying to be so different. I'm like, oh, I want to surprise everybody. I want to come out there and just be normal. And then I want my dress to light up. It's going to be enchanting and like so amazing. And people was like, you know, really amazed by it. And then like just in the midst of this going on, I think some people had a few too many drinks. And yeah, it just got very chaotic in the background. But I'm just standing there being very graceful and very beautiful. But eventually that person did apologize like a week later. I was like, you messed up my moment. That was my moment. You know? But it's okay. It's a memorable moment.
And I love that you were on that person's mind a week later.
Right.
I thought to be like, I've been turning over this for a week. I have to apologize.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I love that you just stood there. You just stood in grace and elegance and just continued with your number.
And I couldn't move anyways because I think the lights was plugged up to the wall. So yeah.
What did you think of Jinx Monsoon doing a light up dress on All Stars 7?
I think she saw my page and she stole that from me. And Jinx, I'm calling my lawyers right now. I have them on the line. I need my percentage. Thank you.
Not us starting a lawsuit. Entertainment Weekly. Love this. Now, having that much of a profile and leading a dynasty as you do, did you sense that some of the other queens in the room when you entered season 15 were sort of like, oh shit, here comes Malaysia? Was it that kind of vibe?
I don't think none of these girls probably knew who I was. Really? And I actually love that. Like, you know, like I like to be underestimated. So when I walk into a room, I like to, you know, I like people to think otherwise. And then I like to be like, surprise, it's me. But I definitely would say that my presence was made known.
So I've heard, because apparently I've been asking, you know, because New York has kept the Untucked crown for the past 2 seasons. I'm wondering if a new city might be taking the Untucked crown on season 15.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, anything is possible. I mean, I am Malaysia Babydoll Foxx. I'm a Leo. We love attention. We love to be the center of attention. But I don't know. We gotta see.
I feel like it would be so intimidating, though, to try it with a mother of such an incredible dynasty, though. But like, did they try it?
Did they try it? I don't know. Did they try it? I mean, of course they tried it.
But did they succeed is a different question.
I don't know if they succeeded. That's the thing, you know. I mean, I think like, you know, I'm very humble, very sweet, but you know, if you push my buttons the right way, then hey, it's like playing a game. You never know what you're gonna get.
You wouldn't be on RuPaul's Drag Race if that wasn't the case.
I mean, also, we're gonna just throw this in there. I mean, we talk about Untucked. I mean, one of my mentors and like drag mothers is Lashawn Beyond, so she's kind of iconic for her Untucked moments. I mean, let's see if I could grab it if I have a shot.
Oh, yes. Oh, you beat me to it. I have a question in here about Miss Lashawn because I saw that you posted a picture of doing her makeup. I know that you have a longer history with her other than just doing her makeup, but so she is your drag mentor.
Yes.
You've said.
Mother, yeah.
So how did you meet her and how did you come to work with her?
I mean, like on the pageant scene, like just watching her and admiring her, and she was also like such an amazing seamstress. So when I started doing drag, like she was already kind of like established in it. This is like post Drag Race too.
Yeah.
One night I was doing like a competition show and she was there in the audience and I was like, I've been reaching out to you. I want you to make me a gown, a dress, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like looking at me like, okay. She was like, you reached out to me? And I was like, yeah, you never responded to me.
Aww.
And she was like, okay, I'm gonna make you a free dress. And I was like, really? And she was like,
great.
yeah. So we linked up and we went downtown and she seemed like I was a girl like, I like to spend my coins. So she was like, okay. We just clicked automatically and then like we just been inseparable since, you know? You know, we clash, but we're inseparable.
Yeah. No, that's what families do. I mean, that's what all families do.
She's a mom.
So what was her advice to you before Drag Race?
Before Drag Race, I mean, she was like 10,000 years ago. But no, but she definitely gave me some great advice, like going into Drag Race. I'm like nervous. She was like, listen, the best advice I could give you is to go have fun. You are already an amazing person. You're very well aware of yourself. Like, you have everything that it takes, you know, to win Drag Race. So go in there, be yourself, have fun, and do not miss home. The less you think about home, the more focused you could be on the competition. And like, I really took that. And she was like, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna miss you. The longer you're gone, the better. That means you're doing well. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna miss you either. But I definitely went and I had an amazing time.
Yeah, I hope that advice paid off.
Yes, it definitely did.
Good. Now, did she advise against maybe like incorporating globes into looks or?
I mean, as you can see, the aesthetic is pretty over the top. And we clash a lot about that because like she's so over the top and I am also very over the top. So sometimes she does not understand my over the top and she has made some of my sickening runways this season. So yeah, I mean, who knows? It might be a globe in there somewhere.
An homage to the globe.
A homage.
I just got so excited. That might be the most exciting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to talk to you about your performance style. I love that in a lot of the videos that I've seen, it looks like you are, it reminds me almost of the way that Latrice did the one lip sync on season 4, where she's just standing there, there's a lot of emotion, you know every single word, you are giving such a great performance. What is the secret to you to making an impactful lip sync in that regard?
Honestly, when it comes to lip syncing, I like to do songs that have story, have like something that I can relate to. If it's not like high energy or if it's a ballad, I love songs with ad-libs because in reality I could sing. I like ad-libs, I like the oohs and ahs and everything. And I love to just move my lips to that. So like my performance style is very like, just stand here, be beautiful, but emote whatever the song is given.
Yes.
I like a powerful ballad. Like I like to captivate people like with what I'm saying. Like anybody could easily stand up there and do a ballad, but you have to be able to sell that ballad and the people have to be able to buy it. That's why you see all them tips coming out.
Yes, like the one person in the one video I saw is just standing there and just handing them and handing them and handing them.
They pay some bills.
So you do live vocals too?
I never done live vocals in drag. I maybe did it on Drag Race. Who knows? We'll see. But I've never done live vocals like in drag. But I mean, I've done live vocals before.
I was gonna say you're teasing it now. So maybe, who knows?
I said maybe not.
Maybe not. I want to do a little bit of a tease for season 15 too. So how is season 15 going to gag fans? Because season 14, so great, but how is season 15 going to step it up and gag people?
I think season 15 will gag people because I think last season was best friends race. I think this one is a little more, it got a little more Oh, I don't want to use that word. It got a little more seasoning this season. Yeah, a little bit more spice and.
I know where you're going.
It's a little foxy this season.
You heard it here first. Now, season 14 also did go down as one of the twistiest seasons, so what can you tease without giving too much away? Like, are the twists twisting here?
I'm the twist.
We're looking at it. Spoiler.
I'm the twist. Spoiler alert. Any twist. It's definitely some twists. That's all I'm gonna say.
We can't spoil too much, yes. The last thing I want to ask you is, after having competed, if you could go back to the Malaysia that walked into that workroom on the first day and then give her some advice with all of this experience of the whole Drag Race experience behind her, what would you say to her?
Malaysia girl, I know they told you to come here and have fun, but just be a little bit more unhinged. The more unhinged, you know, and chaotic you are, the better, okay? Thank you.
This wasn't chaos? Nothing here was chaos.
You know, just a little bit. More chaos is like more to watch, more to look at, more fun.
Yeah.
Just be more chaotic.
I love everything.
Not saying that I'm chaotic, but just be more chaotic.
Be more chaotic.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. No, I think that this has been a lovely chat. Thank you so much for your time. I cannot wait to see what you do on the season. I think it's
I can't wait for you to see either.
I know, I can feel that. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more from the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15 cast.